everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, MacDavis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, what's going on there, Mac? How you doing today, player?
Man, I'm doing great, and I know you got a special guest for us today.
Well, yeah, man, we ain't going to waste no time either, man. We're just so happy to have this gentleman on Road Trip After Hours, to be our guest today, and a man that I've had the opportunity to work with my entire wrestling career. And all I've got to say is he's always been one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Here's the deal, brother. If you ever want a friend, please get in contact with Jimmy Hart. He's a true friend, I can tell you that. So we got him here on the show, and we ain't going to go any further with it. Jimmy Hart, if you're there, man, say hello to us, player.
Player, how you doing, baby?
We're doing good,
doing
Jimmy.
great,
How you doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm way down here in Clearwater Beach, Florida today at Hogan's Beach Shop. Hulk called me, and I'm kind of helping him out today. We're out there selling some T-shirts and some action figures and just all kind of 8x10s. We're just having a great time. Hey, by the way, did you get a chance to see NXT last night?
I did not, unfortunately. I had to watch so much wrestling. That's one of the ones I had to just kind of take the back seat to.
Oh my God, it was phenomenal, man. I loved it. I try to, every time I get a chance, I watch, of course, Monday Night Raw and of course, SmackDown on Friday, and like Teddy does. And then I always love watching NXT, some of the brand new talent that's coming up very, very shortly into the WWE, of course. And, I'm just living the dream, man. I'm like Teddy. We're out just having a great time, living in the past, living in the future, and talking to each other every day and telling about our stories and our families and everything. And I'm so honored to be on here with you guys today.
Let me ask you a question, Jimmy. Do you recall when you first met Teddy?
The first time I met him, it was at a signing, but he'd done so much great work with the WWE, of course, as being, I guess it was the commissioner at the time. He refereed, he did everything like me, from pop the popcorn to park the cars to get a job. So, and like I said, he does such a great job on everything he does. And every now and then, when they throw us back on TV for Raw or SmackDown for a little flashback, I get a chance to see him then. And he hadn't lost a bit, baby. He hadn't lost a step.
No, neither one of you have. As a matter of fact, Teddy was just talking to me a minute ago about a music career. Teddy, you want to bring up a question you had for him?
Yeah, Jimmy, I was going to ask you about this, and the reason why, because I know there are a lot of people that are involved in the wrestling world now that they don't know this, but I wanted to let the people know that Jimmy Hart came from a musical group, a rock group. I don't know what you call it, rock or musical, but the name of the group was the Gentries. And I'm sure some of you guys are not old as I am, so you maybe never heard of the Gentries, okay?
Look, I'm not as old as you, and I've heard of it, Teddy.
Okay, well, so, and Jimmy, and I wanted to, ask, let the people know how you just, started, and then how did you go from that right into professional wrestling?
Well, we were one-hit wonders, but I guess it's better to have one hit than no hits, right?
That's right.
We started in Memphis, Tennessee at Treadwell High School. We entered their talent contest, and that's the school that Jerry Lawler went to. Years later, of course, Lawler went to wrestling. I went to music, but we entered a contest called Ted Mack's Original Amateur Album. That was kind of like American Idol now, but it was back then. And lo and behold, we won. A month later, they called us to come back. We won again. A month later, they called us. We won again. But in the meantime, we'd signed a record deal with the MGM Records. And a friend of ours named George Klein, Elvis Presley's best friend in high school, and was later, George Klein was a DJ in Memphis for WHBQ, and him and Elvis were still best buddies up till the end. And so he had a show called Talent Party, which was like a poor man's American Bandstand.
Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
And so he called us. We did a little debut on that. We signed a record deal with MGM Records. The next thing you know, we're in high school every weekend. On the weekend where other kids are doing whatever they were doing, we were on planes flying to Cleveland or Chicago or whatever. We're doing stuff with the people like the Monkees and the Dave Clark Five and the Beach Boys promoting that record.
A bushy, bushy blonde hairdo, surfing USA. Everybody's got something, surfing USA.
And then all of a sudden, when we got out of high school, we signed with Dick Clark Promotion, and we did all the bus tours back then. It was bus tours back then, of course, 15 or 20 days, kind of like the wrestling business. And on the bus, we'd have like Steppenwolf would be on there with us. Chuck Berry would be with us, the Beach Boys, and we did all those tours, 3 or 4 shows a night, out there, and it just turned out to be great. And then when I came back, all of a sudden, I got the crazy world of professional wrestling with Jerry the King Lawler. He's the one that got me in, and the rest has kind of been history.
Now, Jimmy, are you still writing to this day? I kept thinking I heard you've been writing some themes still.
Well, no, I can, but, it's kind of like being a painter. If you paint pictures and nobody's going to buy them or you don't put them out for people to see, then why do it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, we were red hot, me and my partner, for a while with WWE and WCW. And if somebody wanted a particular song for something, we could probably jump down and doing it. But I just kind of still have the old guitar and still write a few things on that for myself. But other than that, if anybody's looking for something, we can always pin a tune here and there. But, I've been so blessed, one of the, Dusty Rhodes. I remember Dusty coming to us. Vince called one day and he goes, "Jimmy, I want you to write a song for Dusty." "Yes, sir." So I got with Dusty and I said, "Dusty, what do you want in the song?" He goes, "Jimmy, I want a cowbell." "Okay, cowbell." I wrote that down. He said, "I'd like to have some chick singers." "Okay, backup singers, girls." "Okay, wrote that down." He said, "I'd like to have some horns." I said, "Horns." I said, "Damn, Dusty, why don't you just write it yourself?" But I wrote the song for him, and then that turned out pretty good. Then Vince called and he goes, "Jimmy, I'd like for you to do a song with Shawn Michaels." So we did a song for Shawn, and that turned out pretty darn good for us. So far on Spotify, you can look it up, because a lot of people say, if Jimmy Hart's lips are moving, he's lying. But check this out on Spotify. We've had over 10,200,000 hits for that Sexy Boy song by Shawn. Then that led to, of course, the Ted DiBiase song, "Money, Money, Money," and of course, Hulk's American Made, the Wolfpack by Nash and Hall. And so, like I said, I've just been blessed to do something I've always loved, which is professional wrestling and music.
Now, what are you up to today? Are you just basically doing conventions and things like Teddy, just kind of go to where you're needed?
Like Teddy, we're kind of like firemen. If WWE calls, buddy, we put our jackets on and we haul to see them as fast as we can, and they give us a little something to do. And then if they call to do promotion, we do promotion for them. I just finished doing 4 episodes of Rivalries, which is about a lot of the rivalries that took place back in our heyday between some of the biggest stars in wrestling. And, of course, Teddy and I have been around for so many years. We've either managed everybody or been friends with everybody. So we see things like that, like Teddy does. And so last year I did promotion with Snoop Dogg and a few other people at SoFi Stadium when we had WrestleMania last year. So I enjoyed doing that. That was about a 4 or 5 day promotion. And like I said, I'm just still blessed to be doing what I love so much. And I know Teddy is too. Yep.
Teddy, I know you had probably another question for him.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jimmy. I feel blessed too. And, I really like the schedule the way it is now. I've had a chance to get home and get settled in. So I really don't want no full time no more. I'm happy doing exactly what I'm doing. To go back if they call, you know what I mean? That's fine. If they don't, it doesn't bother me. But because we still get a chance to entertain the fans when we go out and do the meet and greets and different Comic Cons and stuff. We get a chance to see them there. So, I'm just, like you say, I'm just blessed to still be around. Jimmy, the other thing, too, I was going to say, too, before we get out of here, I know you said you were down in Florida at the beach, at Hogan's Beach. Tell us a little bit about that, in case some people are down in the Florida area and they're visiting and they want to stop by and check out the beach shop. Give us a little information on that.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. He's got 2 of them. He's got a beach shop, which is in Orlando, Florida, and he's got a beach shop right down here in Clearwater. And then if you go out the door to your right, about 4 doors down, he's got a beautiful restaurant called Hogan's Hangout. Every Monday night he does karaoke down there. You get a chance to see the Hulkster. He doesn't sing, though, but he gives away a championship belt, one for the ladies, one for the men. And then also, but the beach shop's got a little bit of everything in it. I was looking at some John Cena. I feel like an elephant sitting on my tongue, but John Cena action figures, some The Rocks, of course, Hulk's in there, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. The list just goes on and on and on. A lot of the ladies are down here too. We see a lot of their action figures. Bianca Belair, one of my favorites. And like I said before, I'm just still around wrestling all the time. You know, if they called me 7 days a week, I'd be there 8 days a week. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I still love this business so much. You know, I've never smoked or never drank in my life. So wrestling's almost like a drug to me. I've done it forever. But like I said, I never had a chance to meet so many of the great stars. You know, plus, you know, guess who I saw the other day? He lives down there in Georgia with you. One of my favorites, Ron Cinnamon.
Yeah.
I saw Ron. You know, I love Ron Cinnamon. He's just such a great guy, and of course Teddy and everybody. But I'm so honored y'all gave me a call today, because it really kind of makes you jump up here and really start thinking about doing interviews and stuff again. So it's been great.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, Jimmy. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on to the show. Teddy and I are pretty new to the podcast world and trying to build everything, and having friends like you who are willing to help us out is always welcome. Thank you so much.
Guys, and don't forget, tell everybody, please watch Raw and SmackDown. I love, listening to Paul Heyman and the Bloodline and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and all the ladies. Everybody's so great. But listen, we love y'all. We love all the wrestling fans, right, Teddy, baby?
Exactly, Jimmy. And before we go, man, you make sure you say hello to the Hulkster and let him know, man, good luck with everything.
Well, I told him I was calling you today, and he said, "Oh, the player." And I said, "Yes, right, the player, baby." Well, I hope you guys will be safe, okay, and Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
This is such a crock of shit.